For as long as most of us can remember, a four-year college degree has been preached as the golden ticket, right? But what if that's not the whole story anymore? What if that ticket is kind of losing its shine? Because right now, the job market is going through this huge shakeup, and it's starting to value skills and certifications in a way we just haven't seen before. So let's get into it and figure out what this really means for the future of work.
Okay, so to really get this, let's start with a story. Picture this. A super sharp computer science grad from a great school, Michigan State. He did everything he was supposed to do. He put in 4 years, invested a ton of money, we're talking nearly 200 grand, and then crickets. He was stuck. He just could not land a job in his own field. And why? Because he was missing this one single piece that employers were actually demanding: a professional certification.
And you know, this guy's story, it's not a one-off. It's not an isolated incident. It's really a snapshot of this massive economic shift that's happening right under our noses. And it makes you stop and ask a pretty fundamental question about what education is even for today.
So, let's get right to it. That piece of paper we all chase, that diploma, is it still the golden ticket? Is it still the guarantee of a great career? Well, the evidence is starting to show that for a lot of people, the answer is changing. And honestly, it's changing really, really fast.
Now, this isn't just about new grads feeling the heat. This is way bigger. It's about a fundamental change in what companies are actually looking for. The entire hiring landscape, it's literally being redrawn as we speak.
And you see it most in these really high-demand fields. Think about IT, project management, cybersecurity, healthcare, even skilled trades like coding or electricians. In these areas, employers are starting to care way more about what you can do right now. They need people who can walk in with specific, proven skills. A degree is still great, don't get me wrong, but a certification, that tells them you're ready to hit the ground running on day one.
And this is the core of it right here. The whole focus is shifting. It's less about where did you go to school and way more about, okay, but what can you do? We're seeing more and more companies just flat out removing the 4-year degree requirement from their job postings. And that, in turn, is opening the door for a much, much bigger group of talented people.
Okay, so if the old traditional path isn't the sure thing it used to be, what's filling that gap? Well, this is where professional certifications are really stepping into the spotlight. They're offering a faster, cheaper, more direct line to a solid career.
I mean, just look at the two side by side. The traditional degree path, you're looking at 4, 5, maybe even 6 years. It's broad, it's theoretical. The certification path, we're talking a few months. It is laser focused on the exact skills you need for a specific job. And at the end, you walk away with a credential that screams to employers, hey, I can do this job right now.
And then there's the money. You just can't ignore the financial reality here. Look at this comparison. A 4-year degree can easily set you back over $150,000, often with a mountain of debt to go with it. A really good certification, on the other hand, usually under $5 grand. And, as we're about to see, a whole bunch of them are actually free. I mean, the difference is just staggering.
And this is where it gets really important. This shift has a huge social impact. Think about it. For people from communities or families where a $100,000 education was just never, ever on the table, this opens up a whole new pathway. It's a route to economic mobility and financial security, but without that crushing weight of student debt. It's basically democratizing opportunity for so many people.
Okay, so let's get practical. How does this all translate into actual jobs and, real money? Let's dive into some of the hottest fields out there right now and look at the specific certs that can get your foot in the door.
Let's start with a big one, cybersecurity. Now, this might sound super technical and intimidating, right? But check this out. Big companies like Cisco actually offer free introductory courses to get you started. From there, a pretty small investment in a formal certification can unlock jobs with huge salary potential. I mean, we're talking about the people who protect companies from all kinds of online threats.
Okay, what about the business world? Well, knowing your way around software like Salesforce, which is for managing customer relationships or CRM, is absolutely key. And what's wild is that companies like Salesforce and Intuit, who make QuickBooks, they want you to learn their software. They literally offer free training to create a pipeline of skilled workers. So you learn for free, and suddenly you're valuable to thousands and thousands of businesses.
Think about it. Pretty much every single company today needs an online presence, right? And you can learn digital marketing straight from the source, from Google, through their Skillshop. Or you can get a certification in something called SEO, Search Engine Optimization, from a company called HubSpot in just a few hours. These aren't niche skills. This is the bedrock of modern business.
And with all this activity, someone has to keep things organized. That's a project manager. And get this, you can earn a really in-depth 62-hour certification for free that not only sets you up for a great-paying job, but can also earn you college credit. So it's like a bridge between these two worlds of education.
All right, let's talk about one of the absolute hottest fields right now, data. But what does that even mean? Let's break it down. First up, data analytics. The easiest way to think about it is like being a data detective. You're given a bunch of existing information, and you use tools like Excel or SQL to dig through it, find patterns, and help a company solve a problem or make a smarter decision.
So then, what's data science? Well, that's kind of the next level up. It's more about predicting the future. A data scientist isn't just looking at what happened. They're building complex models, often using machine learning, to predict what will happen. They're answering questions like, based on everything we know, what will our sales look like next quarter?
And here's the best part. Getting into a career in data is way more accessible than you'd probably think. You can find free 10-hour intro courses that give you the fundamentals you need to get noticed. And once you're in a field where salaries can easily climb well into the six figures.
Okay, so after seeing all of this, what's the big takeaway? What's the bottom line? It really feels like we need to step back and just rethink our whole definition of what it means to be educated and ready for a career in the 21st century. Because what this all points to is that success isn't defined by one single super expensive path anymore. The future really belongs to the people who are adaptable, who have skills you can actually prove, and who are just committed to keep on learning, whether that happens in a fancy lecture hall or through a free online course.
And it really forces us to change how we think about what makes someone qualified. So what if we changed the first question we ask in an interview? What if, instead of asking, "So where'd you go to college?" we started asking, "So what can you do?" Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about, isn't it? The real value of any education, whether it's a PhD or a 40-hour certification, it's not the name on the diploma, it's about the doors it opens. It's about the lives it transforms. It's about giving people the actual tools they need to build a better life for themselves.